Martha was rinsing dishes one evening when she noticed what appeared to be a small snake slithering around her kitchen sink. Panic surged through her as she trapped it under a glass and urgently dialed the number for the local wildlife rescue. Her hands trembled as she pressed the glass down firmly, trying to keep the creature contained. Moments later, a veterinarian named George arrived, expecting a routine snake removal. However, when he peered under the glass, his face turned ghostly pale. His voice trembled as he uttered, "That's not a snake. It's something much worse." Martha's heart pounded in her chest. What could be so terrifying that even a professional like George would react this way? George, noticing the fear in Martha's eyes, quickly stepped outside to make a phone call, instructing her to keep her hand firmly on the glass. Alone in the kitchen, Martha struggled to maintain control over the creature. The more she thought about it, the more her mind raced with possibilities. What could this creature be? Minutes felt like hours as Martha waited anxiously for George to return. The creature under the glass continued to writhe, its movements growing more aggressive. Just as Martha felt her hand starting to cramp, George reappeared, accompanied by two other men, both equipped with heavy-duty gloves and specialized tools. They moved swiftly and efficiently, working with a level of precision that both reassured and alarmed Martha. With careful coordination, the team contained the creature in a secure box, preventing any chance of escape. Martha's heart was still racing as she watched the process unfold, her fear not entirely alleviated by the fact that the creature was now safely enclosed. She demanded to know what was happening, her voice quivering with a mix of fear and determination. George hesitated, clearly uncomfortable with revealing the full truth. But seeing the resolve in Martha's eyes, he knew he couldn't keep her in the dark. He led her over to the containment box, slowly unfastening the lid just enough for her to see inside. Martha gasped, recoiling in horror. It wasn't a snake at all. It was a large, aggressive rat, unlike any she had ever seen. "Is that, a rat?" Martha asked, her voice barely above a whisper. George nodded gravely. "Yes, but it's no ordinary rat. This species is known for its unusual size and aggression," he explained. "These rats are incredibly rare, but when they appear, they can be very dangerous. They're capable of causing significant damage to property, and worse, they can spread serious diseases." Martha's mind raced as she tried to process what she was hearing. How could a rat have found its way into her home? And why was it so different from any other rat she had ever encountered? George could see the worry etched on Martha's face and did his best to reassure her. "We're going to take care of this, Martha. We'll set traps and use advanced techniques to ensure that no more of these rats are in your house." Despite George's reassurances, Martha couldn't shake the feeling of unease that had settled deep in her bones. She had always thought of her home as a safe haven, but now it felt like anything but. The idea that there could be more of these creatures lurking somewhere in the shadows filled her with dread. The next day, Martha called a pest control company to conduct a thorough inspection of her home. When the team arrived, they meticulously searched every nook and cranny, leaving no stone unturned. To Martha's dismay, they discovered a full-blown rat colony beneath her house. The lead technician shook his head in disbelief at the size of the infestation. "We've got a serious problem here," he said, his tone grim. Martha's stomach churned as the technician detailed the extent of the issue. The rats had been living just beneath her feet, multiplying and spreading throughout the house. It was hard for her to believe that she had been completely unaware of their presence. The pest control team immediately got to work, using specialized equipment and traps to eliminate the entire colony. Hours later, the technician finally confirmed that the house was free of rats. Martha breathed a sigh of relief, though the thought of what had been living under her home still made her skin crawl. "Thank you," she said, her voice shaky with a mixture of gratitude and lingering fear. "I don't know what I would have done without your help." Despite the successful removal of the rats, Martha no longer felt comfortable in her own home. Every creak of the floorboards and every rustle of the leaves outside sent her into a state of heightened anxiety. She found herself constantly checking and rechecking the places where the rats had been, unable to relax or feel at ease. After much deliberation, Martha made the difficult decision to sell her house. She knew that she couldn't continue living there, haunted by the memories of what had been. She put the house on the market and began searching for a new place to live, somewhere far away from the nightmares of her old home. Martha eventually found a new house in a quiet neighborhood with tree-lined streets and friendly neighbors. The move was bittersweet, but she knew it was the right choice for her peace of mind. As she settled into her new home, she began to feel the tension in her body slowly dissipate. The quiet surroundings and the fresh start allowed her to finally breathe again. To further protect herself from any future incidents, Martha decided to adopt 2 cats, Whiskers and Shadow. The playful pair quickly became a source of comfort and joy, their presence bringing a sense of security that Martha hadn't felt in a long time. "You two are the best decision I've ever made," she said, petting them fondly as they lounged in the sun. As the days passed, the memories of her old house began to fade. Martha smiled as she watched her cats play, feeling a deep sense of happiness and peace. She knew that she had finally found a place where she could truly feel at home again, free from the fears that had once consumed her.